Okay, here we are. We want to learn how to solve quadratic equation using different methods. And now the first method you are going to be observing here is we are going to be learning is how to solve a quadratic equation using factorization method. And the first equation we are going to be solving is x squared plus 5x plus 6 equals 0. Now, this equation is in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. That is this. Let me increase the font size so you see it very well. Yes. Now, this equation is in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. Now, that means our a is 1 because in front of x squared here is the value of a, and since nothing is written there, that means it is 1. Then our b is the value that precedes x, and in our equation here is 5. Then our c, which is the constant, is what? Is 6. Then everything equals 0. So the first thing we are going to be doing is we look for factors of 6 that the sum will give us plus 5. To that, in this case, the reason it is factors of 6 here is because our a here is 1. Okay, I'm going to explain that in the second method. Our a here is 1, so we are looking for factors of 6 because actually it is the product of AC. Like when we carry out the product of a times c, whatever we get is we are going to be looking for the factors of the answer we get from that product. And in this our case, our a is 1 and our c is 6. So when we carry out the product of AC, it is going to be 1 times 6. It will give us 6. So that's why we are looking for factors of 6. But that's what will happen if our a is different from 1. Then that means the product will be different from the constant. I will explain that better in the second method. So we look for factors of 6 that the sum will give us 5. So our small table is here. And then factors of 6, this sum. So we have plus 2 and plus 3. The sum is plus 5. Okay. Now, let's see whether we can get other factors that the sum will give us 5. Because we have to, first of all, to list all the factors. So minus 2 and minus 3. Minus 2 times minus 3 will give us 6. But minus 2 plus minus 3 will give us minus 5. So that one does not, we don't need it. It doesn't, it's not what we are looking for. We are looking for the one that the sum will give us plus 5. We have already seen plus 5 and plus 6. And we have seen plus 2 and plus 3. Also, we have plus 1 and plus 6. Plus 1 times plus 6 will give us 6. But plus 1 plus 6 will give us plus 7. We don't need that. Now also minus 1 and minus 6, where the product will give us 6, but the sum will give us minus 7. So of all the factors, the needed factors are plus 2 and plus 3. Okay, so after getting the factors, what's the next thing we are going to do? The next thing is we are going to replace the plus 5 by the 2 factors in the given equation. What do I mean by that? We were looking for factors that the sum will give us plus 5. And since we have gotten those factors, we are going to replace the 5 by the 2 factors. So we rewrite the equation, that's x squared plus, instead of writing 5x, I put in bracket plus 2 plus 3, because the 2 plus 3 will still give me 5, then plus 6. So the next thing we do now, we remove brackets. So when we remove brackets, then we have x squared plus 2x plus 3x plus 6. Now let's look for common factors grouping the terms in twos. Now we have an expression in having 4 terms, so we are going to group them to twos and we are going to look for common factors. Now we have x squared and plus 2x. Now between x squared and plus 2x, is there anything that is common? Yes, we have x that is common to them, so we bring it out, the common factor. So here we are left with x and here we are left with 2. Then also 3x plus 6, we have a common factor which is 3, so that's 3 bracket x plus 2. Now after that step, we notice that we have a common bracket, so then let us bring out the common bracket. The common bracket here now is x plus 2, x plus 2. At this point, if you are right, or if you have done the right thing, you should get a common bracket here. But if you are getting something different here, that means you need to look into what you are doing. You need to check what you are doing. So then let us bring out the common bracket. So the common bracket now is x plus 2. So when we bring out x plus 2, take away x plus 2 from here, we are left with x. And when we take away x plus 2 from here, we are left with 3. So the two remaining factors will also be put in the same bracket. So we have x plus 2 bracket x plus 3 equals to 0. Now everything here ought to be equal to 0. Everything ought to be equal to 0. Okay, that's let me see this. So equal to 0. Okay, because it is an equation we are solving, and then so each of them ought to be equal to 0. Yes, so equals to 0, equals to 0. Okay, so this one also equals to 0. Right. Alright, equals to 0. So equals to 0. So when we are saying that x plus 2 bracket x plus 3, that means, we understand that brackets stand for multiplication. The product equals 0. So it's either one of them equals 0 or the two of them. So if the product is equal to 0, then that means each or both of the factors equal to 0. So we are saying that x plus 2 equals to 0 or x plus 3 equals to 0. And if x plus 2 equals to 0, so we do what? We move the 2 to the other side of the equation, which it becomes minus. So that means x equals minus 2 or x equals minus 3. X equals minus 2 or x equals minus 3. Okay, so let's look at another example where good. In this case, another example where the coefficient of a is different from 1. So we have, and this should be equation number 2 here. There is a mistake here. This should be, yep. Yeah, this should be 2. Let me see. Okay, yeah, that should be 2. And okay, so number 2, we have 2x squared plus 5x plus 3 equals to 0. And in this our case, I rewrite the general form of the equation, which is ax squared plus bx plus c. Let me bold in it. Okay, so you can see it very well. So that means when we compare, that means our a equals 2. Like if you look at it, this x squared, this x squared. So here is a. That means our a equals 2. This is x, this is x. So our b is 5, and then our c is plus 3. Now, as I said in the first example, I said that we were looking for factors of 6, but in this case, we are not going to be looking for factors of 3. Why? Because in this case, our a is different from 1. So we are going to be looking for factors of AC. AC means a times c. That's a times c, which is 2 times 3. Our a is what? our A is 2, our A here is 2, our B is 5, so our C is 3. So AC, that's A times C, which is 2 times 3, which is 6. Now, so we look for factors of 6, which is factors of AC, that will give us 5, which is the middle term, like the coefficient of x. So now in this case, the same thing we do, we go back to our the table of the example 1. Since it is still the factors of 6 we are looking for, we don't have to repeat this table. So that's 2, 3, minus 2, minus 3, minus 1, plus 6, and then minus 1, minus 6. So these are, of all of them, this is the one that's giving us plus 5. So we replace again. So after getting the factors, so we need the needed factors are 2 and 3. And when I say 2 and 3, you should understand that it's plus 2 and plus 3. So we replace 5 in the equation by 2 and, not 2 and 5, is 2 and 3. By 2 and 3. So we have 2x squared plus, instead of 5x, we write 2 plus 3x plus 3 equals to 0. So we remove brackets and we have, when we remove brackets, we have 2x squared plus 2x plus 3x plus 3 equals 0. So then the next thing we do is we look for factors, we look for common factors grouping the terms in twos. Yes. Now we have 2x squared and 2x, we have 3x and 3. So 2x squared and 2x, is there anything that is common? Yes, we have 2x, we have 2x, so we bring it out. So here when we bring out 2x, we are left with x, and when we bring out 2x from here, we are left with 1. Now 2x here, when we take away 2x here, we are not left with 0. No, because if it is 0, 2x times 0 will have given us 0. So when we take out 2x from here, we are left with 1. Then from here we have 3x, we have 3. So like that one is very clear. So we have 3, we have 3. We bring out the 3, and here we are left with x. Also we are left with 1. So we have 2x bracket x plus 1 plus 3 bracket x equals 0. So we bring out the common bracket, and we have, now the common bracket is x plus 1, x plus 1. So that bracket, we bring it out. So here we are left with 2x and 3. They will also be in the same bracket, equals to 0. Now that equals to 0. So also, if I say, let me do something here. Okay. Okay. Now I actually wanted to try to show you something, that if I say, for example, now this is AC here, A times C. If I say this product A times C equals 0, automatically that means, now if for this 2 times 3, or for 2 times another value to be equal to 0, that means the other value is 0. Or for 3 times a value to be 0, that means the other value is 0, or the two values are 0. So if you are saying that x plus 1 bracket 2x plus 3 equals 0, that means you are saying that x plus 1 equals 0, or 2x plus 3 equals 0, or the two of them are equal to 0. So in that case, we have, so that means the product is equal to 0 if each factor is equal to 0, or both are equal to 0. So 2x plus 3 equals to 0, or x plus 1 equals to 0. Now let's solve them one after the other then. So if 2x plus 3, let me separate this one. Now if 2x plus 3 equals 0, then that means we collect like terms. We collect like terms. The terms in having x on one side, on the left hand side, and the one without x, we go to the other side, to the right hand side. So that means, and as it is moving to the other side of the equation, it will change, the sign will change. So the plus 3 will become minus 3. So that means 2x equals minus 3. So we divide both sides. Since x is what we are looking for, we divide both sides by 2. So dividing both sides by 2, we have 2x over 2 equals to minus 3 over 2. Then from there, 2 cancel 2, these 2 cancel 2. So we have x equals minus 3 over 2. Now the second part, If x plus 1 equals 0, then that means x equals minus 1. So conclusively, that means x equals minus 1 or minus 1 over 3. So our classwork now, we have solved the equations below using factorization method. First one, x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals 0. I omitted equals 0 there. Equals 0 equals to 0, and because it is an equation means it has to, so equals to, okay, let me take away this, so that this equals to 0 as well. Yeah, so then try to solve these two equations. Drop the answer in the comment section, so I will let you know if you are right or you are. Then we see how we can help ourselves. So this will be the end of this video. The next video will be, we are still going to be solving, in the next video we are still going to be solving quadratic, maybe the same examples using different methods, so that when you solve, you will be sure you already know the answers. So when you use other methods, you'll be sure whether you are correct or wrong. So do the classwork and drop the answer in the comment section. Thank you.